those who are joining in.
Hey, cursing ends now, people.
What?
Oh, no cursing?
No, I'm joking.
Oh,
No.
I was like, oh my god.
Ray, what did that
Hey, what did it say? You scared the shit out of me, Ray. I want to see Gasper Node's climax so bad. I love Enter the Void.
I didn't see that. I love Irreversible though.
Irreversible is pretty good. Enter the Void was probably, I don't know, to this day his magnum opus, but I haven't seen climax yet, so that looks pretty cool. I love the soundtrack. I love it like Daft Punk and Giorgio Moroder, like, you know, in the soundtrack listing.
Georgia.
Brian, did you start it live on Facebook yet?
Yeah, it's live on Facebook. Are we? Are we live on Facebook?
I don't see it.
I don't see it.
You know what?
Son of a bitch.
That's okay.
Have you been
That's
dipping
okay.
into the vodka too much, sir?
No, I haven't been drinking that much. I just the way that is on Facebook is like you have to like click every nook and cranny in order to like go live.
1,000 years old.
All right, so we can share it now.
Yeah, go for it. It's in the middle of a Pet Cemetery trailer, so.
How is it?
Yeah. It looks cool. I don't know what.
I'm not gonna get wasted. Last time I got wasted, we had David Howard Thornton, who was Art the Clown. Everyone tells me it got weird, but
You don't want to get drunk with me? Is that what's going on?
I can get drunk with you.
I'm
Whatever.
not cool like a crazy clown.
Oh yeah, if you're a crazy clown. What is up with this third trailer? Oh, because I never played it before. That's why. Joe Ridgely joined. Ray Merrick's biggest fan.
Who is that?
Is he?
I think so.
I like having fans.
It is nice.
They are good. They can be creepy, but they're good.
Right?
This is a close calls trailer.
So for the people who watch on YouTube, Jen, they kind of get this weird behind the scenes before we go live on Facebook, so it's kind of funny.
I dig it.
What are you trying to do to me?
What are you trying to do to me?
Oh, that close calls trailer you playing?
Yeah,
that dude looks like Justin, but it's not Justin.
Justin Seaman?
Yeah, the killer.
Oh.
I can't believe that movie's 2 hours long. I mean, I can understand why people would watch it for that long, but I don't know.
I like the lighting. It looks pretty wild.
The what?
The lighting looks really Argento-esque. I haven't seen it yet.
That's what he was going for.
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool.
I feel like a dingus because it played with Doomsday like 3 or 4 times, and I always missed it.
Oh, damn.
I hear it's good, though.
So you guys had a play date?
All right, so we're
Well,
playing the intro starting. Window capture.
It's after being
Hang
like
on.
3 days straight at festival date.
I gotta make this window capture bigger for when we start. Okay.
What? Joe said there's nothing on YouTube. How can that be?
Stay live.
All right, so your last name, pronouncing right, Jenn Nangle, right? Is that how you go? Is
Yep,
that
you got it.
Oh, we're
Jenn
live.
Nangle,
I
okay.
don't know what he's talking about.
Okay. All right, we got our little thing playing.
Well, here, let me jump onto my YouTube and double check.
Little thing playing. And then after the show, we'll talk all about upcoming movies such as
We
Inverted.
have 5 people watching on YouTube at the moment.
Yeah.
That's
Mine
what's up.
says it's live and there was 5 people watching.
Yeah.
After the show, we'll talk all about
And there's Brian's voice.
yeah. So Mike Lombardo, introducing him, and then last but not least, the president. Oh, wait, no, Jared Letourneau.
Don't forget me. God damn it.
Okay, here we go. All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to THS Lives here tonight. We have a special guest. We're going to talk about all about the Women in Horror Month, and our special guest is one of those women. So we'll get to her soon. We have Jenn Nangle joining us on the show. My name is Brian Enright. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter at Brian Enright, or if you type in the Horror Jew, it'll show up either way. Up next, we have the Vice President of the Horror Syndicate. We have Jared Letourneau. Jared, give me 2 seconds.
When did he become the vice president?
Jared Letourneau, good evening.
Good evening, Brian, and all you boils and ghouls at home. You guys can find me on Facebook at Jared Letourneau or on Twitter at zombie_survivor. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Jared. Up next, we have award-winning director of I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday, Mike Lombardo. Mike, good evening.
Howdy, folks. You can find me at realsplatter.com. That's real with 2 E's. Facebook.com/ship, just like on Jared's shirt. You can find me on Jared's chest, apparently. Facebook.com/realsplatter.
Yeah.
And most currently, you can find me cursing at the TV while I try to struggle through the Resident Evil 2 DLC. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike. Of course, we have the creator of the Horror Syndicate, the president, Ray Zor, Ray Merrick. Ray, good evening.
Hi.
That's it?
Yeah, just hi. You can find me at home with no kids tonight, and I'm going to be guzzling some Duke's mayonnaise.
That means he's not wearing any pants right now, kids.
Yeah. Actually, I'm rubbing the Duke's mayonnaise all over my legs.
And later you're going to be watching the lost tapes of Ted Bundy, right?
What have I gotten myself into tonight, y'all?
Everything you ever wanted in this industry.
True.
All right. Thank you very much, Ray. And of course, we have our guest up tonight. You've seen her in a lot of indie horror films. We have Jenn Nangle, upcoming actress in the movie Inverted. In fact, that's the only thing I can see. Hold on, let me get this guest name to pop up. And there you go. Jenn, introduce yourself. Good evening, Jenn.
Hi, everybody. My name's Jennifer Nangle. What's this? What is it? I got to tell you where y'all can follow me.
Yeah.
I am at Jennifer_Nangle on Twitter and Instagram, or at Queen Malvolia. You can follow Malvolia, the Queen of Screams. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
All right. Well, thanks very much, Jenn. We will start talking about all the wonderful things that you do in the horror industry. Up next, I'm going to bring it over to the VP himself, Jared Letourneau. Jared's got something he's going to start the show off with. Jared, what do you got for us?
I had a fun little game to kind of break the ice, but it sounds like we've already broken it a little bit. But it's a little quick round of Would You Rather. So bear with my immaturity for a moment.
No, I love this
This
game.
goes around to the entire table. Anybody watching us on Facebook or YouTube can answer as well. So, would you rather have to announce to the world every time you fart, or have your burps smell like farts?
Wiggity what?
This is a serious question. Like, people want to know.
Would I want to smell like farts, or would I have my burps smell like farts?
Would you rather have to announce to the world every single time you fart for the rest of your life?
Oh, dude, I do that.
Have your burps smell like farts for the rest of your life?
I would rather announce it because I do it anyway. You know, crowd in the room. Hey, I want to make. You want to buy my movie? Fart.
Will the burps taste like fart, or they just smell like fart?
See, like, that's kind of what I was debating. Like, I think it would have to taste like a fart. Like, I'm not sure what a fart would taste like.
But hold on.
You could explain. What exactly does a fart taste like?
That's what I mean. It's
Poop,
like, I don't know what a
probably.
fart would taste like, but
Lex Quinn says it tastes like shit. I'm curious how Lex Quinn knows.
Yeah. Well, Mike, it would taste exactly how the free DLC of Resident Evil 2 tastes. Okay, that's how.
That's the taste it left in my mouth. So I think I don't burp that often, so I feel like that would probably be better. Although
somebody in the room would just assume you farted. So I mean,
like Lex Quinn always tries to hide it, and then that's why I have so many gas masks around all the time.
well, I myself am a very belchy guy, so I think I would rather go for the prior. I would rather announce myself, because at least they could get away from me if I said I farted.
Jenn, this is the type of show that you agreed to come on. So
Awesome.
I hope you're enjoying it.
I am.
So now you got to answer.
Now I got to
question.
answer.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a hard one. I think I'd rather have my burps smell like fart.
You just blame it on the next guy.
Yeah, I'll be like, wasn't me.
Yeah, but here's my problem with that. You ever have a fart that burned? What if
Always.
it like burned and went up your nose like right away? I'd throw up. I think every
Wait,
time.
the fart that burns.
Yeah, I've had burning farts before.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've had a fart that
Usually
burned
after
so
a night
bad
of
it went up
something
my
really
nose.
spicy.
And
I really
Wanna
love how
throw
we're
up?
dissecting all of this right now.
usually when we eat Taco Bell.
We asked the burning questions, obviously.
Well,
It tastes like the POTUS.
That's great.
Oh my god.
That
One of our
fascist
top
gold
We are
rush.
not a political show, ladies and gentlemen, but if you feel free to comment what you feel about
What do
our
you mean
current
political? What's a
situation in America, go ahead and comment.
Isn't the POTUS like a sexual organ?
Yeah, yeah. I believe the POTUS is like a nickname for an inbred type of a beaver that
Oh.
eats its own poop.
Ooh. So probably burps farts.
Yeah, definitely burps farts.
Definitely burps farts.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely burps farts.
Okay, everybody get in on that?
And that was Would
Move
You
on.
Rather, guys.
All right, now that we broke the ice and me and Jen are the only ones drinking and making everyone else wishing that they were drinking. Thank you, Jared. Thank you for breaking the ice there. I love it because it's like it's such a non-horror related question. It was just like, you know, we've been doing this, ladies and gentlemen, we've been doing this for 3 years now, and this was the first time we opened up with a non-horror related question.
Total rando.
If you were now, it has me thinking, Jared, were you thinking about this all day?
Actually, I was thinking it was a fun idea, but it was hard coming up with the right question.
He messaged me at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
He couldn't sleep. He was up all night thinking it.
Yeah.
Thank God. That's why I love you guys. That's why we're best friends. We've been doing this for 3 years. Okay, so Jen,
What's up?
Women in Horror Month. This is a great month. So you have a character that you have created. It's been doing pretty well since, and I saw that that it's been getting noticed so far, and especially now with Rocky Gray's 1031 Part 2.
Yeah.
So congratulations with that.
I was also in 1031 Part 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
There was
damn.
there was a high demand for me to come back, so that's
Yeah,
why
she
I'm now the
was.
face. Yeah.
That's how I discovered her.
So now we know
is that
Brian
it?
Yeah,
has
it is.
1031 Part 1.
I've never seen 1031, but I have listened to Evanescence, so I don't know if that makes anything.
It kind of counts.
Okay. No, I love Rocky
Yeah,
Gray.
I was going to have Rocky to come on. I guess not.
Rocky's going to come in the comment section and be like, "Who's this asshole that I became friends with on Facebook?" No, but I've seen him do a lot. In fact, I have the barn on vinyl. And the whole description, there's a little like artwork inside the barn. It talks about how Justin and Rocky got together. Now Rocky's doing horror movies, and you're the face of this horror movie, so that's pretty exciting.
I am so excited. It was really crazy because I kind of wormed my way into the first one. I was talking to one of the directors that directed one of the films for the first one, and I was like, "So what's this all about?" And he's like, "Well, we're pretty much done." He's like, "But the idea came from Rocky Gray." And I'm like, "Who's Rocky Gray?" So I found him on Facebook and I messaged him and I was like, "Hey, if you're ever looking for an actress, hit me up. Like, I'd be so down to work with you because everybody keeps talking about how amazing you are." And he's like, "Well, actually, there is this little segment that I've been thinking about adding to 1031. Would you be down?" And I was like, "Yes," because I say yes to everything. And so he sent me a little script. I did like a very quick intro and outro for the film. And the more all the reviewers and fans were watching the first one, they were like, "We want more of this chick. We want more of this girl." They also didn't realize that I'm also a horror hostess on YouTube. They thought that I was just brought on for that film. And so it's been kind of like cross promotion, which has been so bomb for me. And then, all the reviewers and fans were like, "We want her more." And so I was actually so shocked that he's like, "Yep, you're going to be the face for the second one." And I was like, "Oh,
that's pretty
so
awesome.
cool." Yeah, it's a really fun story to tell. Yeah, it's a great journey. And Rocky's so amazing, so supportive of me. So supportive of indie horror in general that I'm just really thankful that I slid into his DMs.
Well, we have a comment from Facebook land from Charles Chudabala.
Ah, yeah.
Jen is the best. And then we have Santa Mai and Omar de Cristo says, I love you. And Bill McDade says it tastes like the POTUS. So I think they have nothing to do with what we just mentioned. But I got to give a shout out to the people who are coming in. But yeah, so Charles Chudabal says, Jenn is the best.
Yay!
So tell us more about your character, the persona that you have created on YouTube.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, I wanted to be a part of this horror series, franchise, whatever. It pretty much was this series about this lead female girl. And so I wanted to write and direct one of the films because I knew that they were going to continue on with a couple more segments. And so I wrote a treatment, and the creator absolutely hated it. But one of the producers really liked it. And he was like, you've got something here. You should move forward with it. And so not being under the film restrictions, I was kind of like, well, I want to do something a little bit different, something that nobody's really talking about. Mm-hmm. And I went to Son of Monsterpalooza that year, and they were honoring Elvira. And I was just so in awe of how many fans, loyal fans, she has, and how much these people were paying to stand in line to just have a minute with this woman. I was like infatuated with this, that I was like, I'm going to write a feature film about a horror host. Mm-hmm. And so the more that I was writing, the more I was like, well, I really want to make her real. I kind of want to build up a fan base. What if I just do a web series, kind of get this name out? Maybe it'll create a little bit of a buzz, and then I'll just move into the feature film and we'll be done. Mm-hmm. Well, that didn't work out because everybody really fell in love with Malvolia, and I did too. And so, so we just finished season 2, and it's been a wild ride. It's been fun, and it was totally unexpected.
So what would you say some of your first inspirations to guide you towards the horror genre were? Was it particular movies? I know you mentioned Elvira. Were you always into horror, or was
I was, yeah. Okay. First of all, I was not allowed to watch Elvira growing up.
Okay.
So I've never really been like a super fan of her. I've always kind of watched some stuff, but the number one horror icon is Alfred Hitchcock. Like, he was big in our household. Alfred Hitchcock Presents on Nick at Night every night or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, he was always the main focal point. And then, you know, vampires and Dracula and Frankenstein, all the Universal classic horror monsters. Yeah. Was those are my dad's favorite. And so those were always playing whenever they were on TV and stuff like that. So I was definitely introduced to horror at a young age.
Got it. So what would you say your favorite horror genre or subgenre today would be?
That's a hard one. That's a really, really hard one to ask me. Because, like, before I would have been, like, hands down slasher. Mm-hmm. But I really love, you know, Haunted House Ghost Story. I really, really love Haunted House Ghost Story. Okay. But I'm also a fan of found footage, too. So.
Got you. So what are your favorite found footage movies? Was it like I guarantee is Blair Witch one of them?
Yeah. Blair Witch Project, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What about Cannibal Holocaust?
Cannibal Holocaust.
I've never seen it.
It's a real treat. Take a glass of wine, treat yourself, sit down and watch Cannibal Holocaust.
And whatever you do, make sure you're not a member of PETA before you watch this film.
Oh, shit.
Or just don't bother.
I was gonna say, Ray, didn't you not like it?
I didn't like it. It's a dumb movie.
There's no accounting for it's actually a very smart movie. It's just a very unpleasant movie.
Yeah. It is a smart.
It's not worth an hour and a half of your time. I don't.
It's ahead of its time, definitely.
Which reminds me,
obviously.
Skip right over that. Let's go watch I'm Dreaming of White Doomsday.
THS Midnight will be returning Saturday night.
Watch White Doomsday.
Yeah, Mike is probably the only fan I know who is a fan of Cannibal Holocaust. So so if you're gonna watch it, listen to everything the podcast to say.
Oh, Jared likes it.
Oh, never mind. Jared is the number 1 fan, tied with Mike Lombardo.
I've seen it like 4 times this month. Blu-ray. It's been a lot of Cannibal Holocaust.
And Riz Ortolani's soundtrack is amazeballs.
Damn right it is. I got it right here. In fact. I'm never further than 9 feet away from something Cannibal Holocaust related.
That's intense.
But yeah, so you're into horror. You have, you've been in love with the found footage franchise. Like movies such as Blair Witch, and you've always been.
Cloverfield. I really liked Cloverfield a lot too.
I like that too.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah.
Cloverfield is a pretty decent movie. I mean, like when it came out, not a lot of people liked it. They're like, "Oh, I got sick watching the shaky cam." I'm like, you pussies. And like,
my problem with Cloverfield is that they don't swear. It's PG-13. It's like if I saw something like annihilating the city in front of me, or like causing my friend to like swell up and explode, I wouldn't say that terrible thing. I'd say something.
It was like the Golden Girls, where like they see a monster and they're like, "Golly, Dorothy, what are we?"
Yeah, it doesn't work. It should have been R-rated.
Did you see that gosh darn monster over there?
Jiminy Crickets. When I was a little girl in St. Olaf.
Good gravy. No, it was a good movie though, for what it was.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I've always ignored it, and when I became an adult, my wife got me into watching Cloverfield. She's like, "You need to watch the movie. You've never seen it before." I'm like, "No." Everyone I know says it sucks, and of course, everyone I know would rather see the movie Pain and Gain 3 times than watch and appreciate the movie Cloverfield, and that's why I separated myself from that fandom. I watched Cloverfield, and I thought it was a pretty decent, well-shot movie, and it was ahead of its time. I think that's the real thing. I think it was ahead of its time.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
How many impaled women can I expect, like Cannibal Holocaust style? Like,
I think there's 17.
Holy shit! Really?
Off screen, but yeah, 17.
Off screen.
They're pointing the camera. It's like, oh my god, do you see that impaled?
Well, they don't even mention it. It's just it's implied.
Well, actually, I saw the creator on Twitter said it, so it's canon.
Yeah, it's very implied because it's such an artistic film, and you just know that they're there.
Yeah, John Goodman was great as Roseanne. So Jen.
John Goodman as Rodan.
Rodan. God knows Rodan. He's married to Roseanne, and all right. So Jen, you have a persona already, and you're getting into horror. If you were to direct a horror movie or any kind of movie, what kind of subgenre would you go after, and who would you cast as that number one lead, male, female, whatever?
Oh man, you should have given me these notes ahead of time, or these questions ahead of time.
Well, you have wine.
Brian in right here.
You have wine, so I mean, just drink some more of that when we get back to the question later.
Well, I mean, I already know because I've directed shorts in my web series and stuff like that. So for feature, when I direct my feature, it's going to be a revenge flick.
Okay.
Yeah, but who I want to cast. You know what? If we really want to get into the talk of casting, I don't want to cast any names. I'm sick of them. I'm so sick of names, and I'm tired of people not like up and coming talent not being given chances.
Isn't it the absolute worst? Isn't it the absolute worst when directors keep casting the same people over and over again?
Dang people, and it's really funny too. Like I was at work the other day, and one of my customers is one of my Facebook friends, and she was like, "Hey, what was that thing that you were auditioning for the other day?" And I go, "Oh, this feature film that was shooting in the East Coast." And she goes, "Oh my God!" She's like, "So did you hear back?" I go, "Yeah, I lost out to this one chick who had one hit movie in the '80s," and she was like, "Oh." Yeah, that happens, honey. That happens. I was like, it happens way too often.
Yeah. And, it does happen. There's a lot of people who are, word of mouth, especially with social media nowadays. Like, people are like, oh, my God, that person was in this movie and that movie. And you're like, who the fuck were they? This swaying tree? And it's like, they get cast.
I have to have them. I have to have them. They were in this.
I have to have them. They were the stand-in double for Roman Polanski's butthole in Rosemary's Baby. So they have to be in this movie portraying Mahatma Gandhi. Bullshit, like whatever.
I mean, I've always been super honest about this, but I was with one of the names for Lilith, the horror anthology that I did. Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, oh my God, Vernon Wells, you get to work with Vernon Wells. He's amazing. I'm like, who's Vernon Wells? I had no idea. And he knows that I've said this, and I think he's absolutely amazing, and he was a joy to work with, but I just didn't know who he was.
Just in case anybody's wondering who Vernon Wells is, he played for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, he was a mini-me and Austin Powers Gold member. I'm kidding. No, Vernon Wells is probably like one of my two favorite action movies of all time, Road Warrior and Commando.
Yeah.
God,
I now know about those. I now
The
know.
other Vernon Wells was a pretty good power hitter.
Yeah, see, I wasn't joking. He played for the Blue Jays.
But yeah, so you auditioned on the East Coast. That's where I'm from. I'm over in New Jersey.
Well, I'm trying to expand my horizons because I'm in LA, and I'm trying to work with a lot of other people, and so these video audition submissions are great because I can expand, and that's how I'll be that's how I got Inverted, but I'm in LA.
So they have mentioned that so 1031 is taking place. You're coming back to 1031. Is that how you were able to meet the up and coming directors? They originally came out and made the movie Red Eye, Tristan Clay and Destiny Orndorff. Is that how you met them?
No, actually, for a little while, I've kind of taken a little hiatus, but for a while I was writing for pophorror.com.
Okay.
I was doing like a woman, a horror woman of the month, like showcasing women in horror. And
we've done a few of those type of articles.
Yeah. Gosh,
yeah.
Totally keep doing it too. So Tori,
Morgan, if you're watching, she just said it.
Yeah, keep doing it. Tori Danielle saw the audition for Inverted, and she tagged me in it because she's amazing and very supportive. And every time I don't book a job, I go to her and I'm like, I didn't book it, and she's like, oh, don't worry, I'll hook you up. I'll try and get you connections or whatever. So so I auditioned, and when I was looking at the list of characters, I really didn't think I fit any of them. I really wasn't sure, because a lot of the characters that were listed were like I thought were more like co-stars or like really small parts. And in my mind, I'm thinking, there's no way they're gonna fly me to wherever they're shooting from LA for me to be on set for like a day and then fly me back. So I ended up contacting Tristan Clay, and I was like, hey, I saw your audition post. I'd love to audition, but I have no idea who I should audition for. And he's like, you should audition for woman number 1. And I'm like, all right, if you want me to, that's cool. She probably has like 4 lines. And but I was like, I was totally down for the experience. And so once I got the script, I was like, wow, she says a lot. This is interesting. And so I submitted the audition, and he got back to me within a day, and he was like, you're it. He's like, you have no idea how many people we've auditioned for this role. Like, this is your role. I don't see anybody else playing it. Do you want it? And I'm like, yeah, but are you really going to only fly me out for like a day? And he's like, oh no, woman number 1 is like one of the leads.
Oh,
and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Well, I think it wasn't women number 47 or something. There's like, yeah, that's one of the leads, because all the women up to that just die from like explosion. I don't know.
Well,
with a named character like that, you would think it was like a stand-in or something.
Yeah. So I was absolutely shocked, and then once I read the script, I understood why we're named what we're named. But at the time, I was like mind blown. And so that was the very first lead feature role I've ever booked.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm glad. Especially like a lot of movies, like they usually announce like these are like so and so number 1, so and so number 2, and it's like they keep the reveal hidden.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool that you were able to get like a mysterious role like that, and then when the movie finally hits post production, people start seeing that, oh, okay, that's what this person is.
Right. Like, so I have a lot of friends that are really like genuinely concerned. They're like, you really should demand like a name, and I'm like, no. Once you see the film, you'll understand why we are named that, and we don't need names. Like, we really don't. And so and I understand why it was written the way that it was, but everybody's so concerned. They're like, people are going to think that you're like a nobody in the film. And I'm like, nah, they'll definitely see. Because a lot of the stuff that I'm doing in this film is like super out of my comfort zone, so it'll be interesting.
Well, at least you're not going into a gorilla enclosure and fighting Harambe. So, I mean, it can't be that bad.
Truth. Yeah, I'm not worried.
Is that in the Pet Sematary remake?
That's in the Pet Graveyard movie, okay? Music by The Clash.
Sometimes Harambe is better.
Sometimes.
So we've circled back to Harambe, huh?
Yeah, Harambe. You guys keep
Been
going.
a-
You
It's
guys
been a
keep going.
couple
I will
years.
be right back. Give me like 5 minutes.
What are we talking about while he's gone? We're not going to talk about Harambe.
What shall we talk about?
He hasn't brought that out in like 2 years.
Yeah, I was glad it was gone.
It always comes back to Harambe.
He even made T-shirts for Harambe once.
Oh boy.
Do you know about Harambe, Jen?
I have no idea what y'all are talking about.
It's
so.
that gorilla that was shot
Gorilla. That
for
was
dragging a
shot.
kid into
Oh.
the
Hey,
enclosure.
careful. He was a fucking hero.
Okay.
Let's show some respect.
I remember now. I remember. Oh, shut
Yeah.
up.
They
And
put him
Brian-
down because
Brian
they
was,
were worried he was going to hurt the little kid. And
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Harambe was the kid. Oh, no wonder. I thought, oh, no wonder people are pissed off. They shot the kid to save the monkey. Jesus. I guess I got that backwards.
No, not anymore.
Boy,
Yeah.
I feel stupid.
So,
So let me address, sorry, Ray. Let me
no,
let me
you
just
go ahead. You probably have a more interesting question than I do.
real quick. Jen, what do you think of Chud 2, Bud the Chud? I know Ray was about to ask you the same question.
I was. We're so in sync. I was getting ready to grab my Blu-ray when.
In all honesty, I've only seen one. I didn't know there was a two.
Here it is, right here.
Don't
Bring
let
it
the
to LA
cover,
with me
don't
when I
let the
go to
cover,
LA this summer. We'll cuddle up and watch it.
don't let the cover fool you.
I'm talking to Mike, of course.
if you
Oh.
YouTube the theme song, that says it all.
You wait, so Jen, you said you didn't know there was a Chud 2?
I did not know there was a Chud too. My
all
bad.
it should be.
I envy you so much. I really do. Wow. I wish I could.
Because it's fun
Pretty
and
much
a nickname for my daughter, right?
By listening to the theme song
Bud the Chud.
about how much it makes sense.
I mean, it's there. We can't do anything about it.
What did you guys do? An episode on Chud 2?
No, we just talked about it a lot.
Oh,
That would be a really interesting episode.
Mike's, they raped his childhood with Chud 2 is what happened.
Chud 2.
What
Yeah.
are you opening? It's really loud.
Oh, this is a vodka,
Oh yeah, okay.
and this is orange juice.
ooh,
So I'm making
That actually
some.
sounds pretty good.
it
I'm making
does.
some screwed drivers.
Well, it's kind of like a Malibu coconut rum, but it's a coconut vodka, so it's
That's right. It's gonna taste like shit, but it's okay.
I think that would taste pretty good.
Or pineapple juice.
Yeah,
It
pineapple
does
juice
taste like
would be
it
really
does
good.
taste like pineapple juice. You're absolutely right.
We got a question from Joe Ridgely. He said, how was hosting the Creature Features Horror Hall of Fame? I think that's directed at Jared. Jared, how was it?
I actually hosted it.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought that he was talking to Jared. I'm so sorry. That is so weird.
I actually called in sick, and they got her right at the last minute.
I hosted it 2 years.
Okay, well, what was your experience like, Jen?
It was easy peasy. Larry just pretty much sent me my scripts. I recorded them and I sent them back to him.
Oh man, who wants to hear my experiences with it? I'm
Uh-oh.
kidding. I have no experience with
Oh.
it. Nick Wood, what does everyone think of Halloween 2018?
We had a whole show on that, Nick.
Thank you, Nick Wood.
What was the question? You were laughing.
What does everyone think of Halloween 2018?
We don't know what Jen thought, though.
Well, Jen's giving it a thumbs down.
Looks like she's giving it a thumbs down.
Okay.
There were not enough women number ones.
Exactly.
There were like 3 of them.
I just didn't like the comedy aspect of it to
Mm.
TBH.
Well, that's Danny McBride. That's his fault.
I know. And I was, as soon as they announced that he was going to be writing, I knew I knew it was going to have like 12-year-old like comedy jokes, and I knew they were going to be really
jokes.
You don't like comedy mixed with horror?
I
You're
don't.
gonna hate White Doomsday. It's a
Yeah.
lot.
I hate White Doomsday. White Doomsday is nothing but like Farce City. It's like hand in hand with Farce of the Penguins meets Leonard the Seventh.
Oh my God.
Leonard Part 6, you mean?
Whatever.
6.
It must have been all those Quaaludes that Bill Cosby gave me. Can't remember the title.
He might have slipped them to you when you weren't looking.
Probably.
Dang.
That's a real good.
So you didn't like Halloween 2018. You thought it was stinky because of the comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I feel like a lot of things didn't even need to be involved in the film either. Like the granddaughter role, she was just kind of thrown in there. Like you could have easily taken her out. It really didn't matter.
I know that Blumhouse, because they even though they don't have the rights to the sequel yet, they announced that they want to do like 10 more Halloween movies. What do you think of that? Do you think that is going to like screw up the entire timeline of the original Halloween movies?
Here's my thought on all of this. I am so sick of remakes. I'm so sick of these redos. I wish people would come up with more new, interesting ideas. Make a new serial killer. Make a new final girl. Make something else besides the same stuff that we've been seeing over and over and over
But
again.
it makes money because people want to see the same stuff they grew up with. That's why there's 1,000 Friday the 13th.
I mean, I hear you, but at the same time, it's boring. Like, let's be creative. Let's not be safe. And
Have you seen Terrifier?
Yeah.
Abruptly. Yeah.
I mean, I did, and then I kind of like faded out and was doing something else while it was on, and then I came back to it, and then I'd fade out, and then I came back to it. I mean, I think it was a really interesting, creative idea. It just didn't hold my attention.
It's okay, right?
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I'm not a big fan of
That I'm going to remain mum on what I thought of Terrifier.
Why?
No, Mike Lombardo, I want you to tell me everything you thought about Terrifier as the sequel is being written.
Yeah.
I think I'll just repeat what I said when I saw
On a scale from Resident Evil 2 Remastered to Resident Evil 2.
So when I saw the announcement that the script for Terrifier 2 was complete, I said they wrote a script this time.
Jesus.
I love it. Oh
That's
my
all
God.
I'm gonna say. I think Lex Quinn's got something to say about Terrifier. She wasn't very happy when she watched it.
Oh my God, tell me.
Well,
That's what she thinks about it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Exactly.
let's get
She's still recovering.
recovered from that DLC.
no, DLC's fun. I thought that movie was very misogynistic and it had no plot.
That's probably why I got bored and didn't pay attention. Yes. Yeah.
It
I
did.
mean-
It did seem kind of stale, but some of the kills were pretty good in it. I think.
I will agree. Some of the kills are pretty
effects
cool.
phenomenal.
I
The
will
effects
say,
are great, and the guy that plays Art the Clown did a great job. But there's
Agreed.
things about the movie.
if it wasn't, I
Just the
said, this,
effects reel.
I said this story when we had David Howard Thornton on the show, and I'll say it again. The movie would suck if Art the Clown was not portrayed by David. Like, I think that it would not be the movie could be an unwatchable movie. But I think that the success of Terrifier is due to David Howard Thornton. You can like put David Howard Thornton in the movie where he's fighting Gremlins, the Third Reich, or whatever the fuck you want to put in it, and it would be a great
Gremlins
movie.
the Third Reich.
Gremlins, the Third Reich. Okay.
Sounds
That
like Iron Sky Part 2.
yeah. So Gremlins, the Third Reich, with Art the Clown. Art the Clown versus the Gremlins.
Didn't the writer director try and do this movie without him? He did it with somebody else before, or am I making this up?
That was All Hallows Eve. I think that was the original movie.
Oh,
With-
okay.
Yeah, it was another. What's the
It was an anthology. Yeah.
anthology?
Oh,
Yeah, sorry,
okay.
brain fart.
Okay, and then he brought it into a feature and brought
Yeah,
him on for
but
it.
David Howard Thornton did not portray Art the Clown in the All Hallows Eve.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a different guy.
No,
Yeah,
everything
Backstory to him in that movie, or was he
Keep
just?
Pantomime.
Hold on. I gotta say something. Jared had a brain fart.
I did.
Not a mouth fart. Okay, go ahead.
Not a mouth fart.
No, David mentioned that he pantomimed the entire movie, like the audition, he like created his own stuff. And I think that he's such a trained actor that without a script, he's able to tell a story. And that's exactly what he did for Terrifier. And, you know, you can't take that away from him. And it's just like Nightmare on Elm Street, where the sequels are kind of trash, but, you know, as long as you have Freddy Krueger doing a great job, people are
Whoa!
Pressing buttons. Pressing buttons.
pressing buttons. No, I'm kidding. The best movies of the entire bunch was Dream Masters and Dream Child. And the second one.
I'll take it. Those are Ray's favorites.
Yeah.
Ray loves Dream Masters like I do. I cannot stand Dream Warriors.
I don't know if it's like you do.
Of the entire series.
It's the one I always go to watch if I'm going to watch a Freddy movie.
I don't know. It just didn't make any sense to me. Like, you know, that transitioning to Dream Masters, like, why would you do the things that you did? You know, kill the entire cast from the third movie in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Why not?
So who's your favorite, Jen? Freddy, Michael Myers, or Jason?
I love Jason.
Or Art the Clown.
I love Jason. I'm a Friday the 13th.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Good call.
Wait, have you ever played the game?
No, but I've seen pictures. It looks pretty dope.
We're talking about the NAS one, right?
Yeah, the NES one.
That game is so hard if you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
One day I'll beat it.
I watched a video of somebody beating it.
Yeah,
I mean, video game.
Ray, it was like 30 minutes. I think he did it.
Let's try to tone it down a little bit, huh?
I'm glad that you said so. You watched video of someone beating the video game, not
The video game, yeah. It was Lord Chaos or something like that. Yeah. The videos Mike keeps sending me, I just don't open.
Yeah, I watched the video of Mike
I'm
beating.
tired of him spamming my inbox.
Oh my God. How you feeling, Jen?
I'm great.
We're all hanging out.
This is the weirdest show I think we've done in a long time.
That is not
I did say
true.
it was going to get weird, didn't I?
It was about like a 2-hour time stamp where we talked about Jason Goes to Hell. That was pretty weird.
You
That was
wanted
an
to
interesting
you wanted to
episode.
get real weird. Let's talk about this.
Oh.
Best blowjob scene ever.
Let's
That-
talk some. Let's
That
talk
was
some
on VHS Midnight one time, I believe. Right, Brian?
Talk about how I've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
seen it.
Hey man, Brain Damage.
Throw that back in my face, thanks.
Frank Henenlotter movie. What? It's, you know, that brings up another question. What director would you love to work with, Jen?
J.J. Abrams.
Oh shit, you're
Really?
on that. Like
She was quick.
you have been preparing for this question the entire night.
And then my second one would be Robert Rodriguez.
Mm.
Oh, interesting. I don't think he's done anything recently, has he?
Well, has he done any more Shark Boy movies? Because he made like 10 million of those, and I hated every one of them.
Or was that Spy Kids?
He made like
Spy
3 Spy
Kids.
Kids. And
Two
a Shark
Spy
Boy a
Kids,
while ago.
and then, like Shark Boy, like, yeah. But anyway, those movies suck. Like I couldn't stand them. I'm glad they went back to the years that made Planet Terror and like not any more like Shark Boy, Spy Kids movies because the movies fucking blew.
What movie did I watch that he made the other day that I was surprised it was his?
Desperado.
No, yeah.
Desperado's a great movie. You leave that movie alone, Mike Lombardo.
I just was suggesting a title that he directed. I
No.
get.
Thelma and Atkins's the one I
I
really
really
like.
like thinking of what shit movies.
However, if you would like me to start talking about Desperado, I totally will. But you're not going to like what I have to say.
The
Oh,
Desperado.
it was the faculty. It was the faculty. I was
Best
surprised he made it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Desperado had the best softcore porn scene with Salma Hayek in any movie I've ever seen. Salma Hayek had a softcore porn scene in. All right, she did a great job.
Did you not see Frida?
Frida, I couldn't watch it.
you mean the unibrow?
Yeah.
I was into the unibrow the entire time. It's just like, how does this movie exist? What is this movie about? Why am I?
Wait, so
That's
Robert
really
Rodriguez
good.
directed The Faculty?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was
I did
watching
not
it
know that.
directed by Robert Rodriguez. I was so surprised.
I gotta say, The Faculty. I actually really fucking hate that movie.
You hate it. Wait, why do you hate it? Because of the computer graphics, or because
That doesn't help, but I don't like that era of horror, that 90s like.
Except for Urban Legend. You're so weird with your
Except
taste.
Urban Legend. Urban Legend.
You're so up and down with your tastes. It's so
Urban
weird.
Okay, Urban Legend is on the upside of this equation, but 90s like teen horror, everything looked like an episode of Smallville. I hated it.
No,
I can
Smallville
see
wasn't even out in the
why he
90s.
likes urban legend though, because it kind of delves
off the
into
street.
the folklore and the stories you grow up with and stuff like these.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you mean
Yeah,
these?
Marto's got a Hamill tattoo on there.
Woo!
He's got it tattooed on him.
I
yeah.
do a whole
I'm just
episode.
gonna bust them out now. I got all of them in the
I've got
mail the other day.
I've got them on the other. I want to talk about them right here.
Marto can do a whole episode of
I have
every
all the originals as well. Yeah, that trailer, man. Fuck that movie. That movie's gonna be crap.
It looks pretty
I
good.
thought it was kind of creepy, no?
What's that?
All the animations from the illustrations from the novels in the movies. I think it's gonna be good, Mike. I think that you're
I
gonna.
think it is too.
I think that it has the plot of the Goosebumps movie, and that the strength of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark was Stephen Gamble's artwork, and it will not translate to film at all. They're just simple folklore stories.
Yeah.
I think that they're really squeezing that nostalgia gland a little too hard these days.
That's a good point.
I think that you really want an American Horror Story season of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
That's probably not going to be too far off from what it ends up being.
All right.
I'm gonna be
Quick question here. Fast Jason or slow Jason? This is for my buddy Frankie.
Like,
I'm guessing what he would mean is live Jason or dead Jason.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jason
okay.
1 through 3 or Jason 4.
I thought you meant like mentally, like Fast Jason or Slow
Oh my
Jason.
God.
Like, sorry.
Isn't all Jason slow Jason? I mean,
I'm all about the dead Jason.
Yeah, Part 6 is my favorite movie. So
There's also the Ari Lehman Jason where he does absolutely nothing. Or he
that's the Jason
Pull the
that has
lady under the-
hot sauces, right? He
What?
jumps onto the canoe and he tries to hard sell her. some
Yeah.
hot sauce.
Yeah, that's that guy.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez. So Robert Rodriguez directed that animated movie, Alita Battle Angel, that's coming out.
Oh, that
They
wasn't
came up
James
with it.
Cameron? I thought that was James Cameron.
Well,
He's
James
working
Cameron
on
wrote
the
it.
6 sequels to fucking the Blue People movie.
Yeah,
Yo, so,
the
listen,
Blue People movie.
don't knock on Alita Battle Angel. Those,
James
like,
Cameron wrote it, but Robert
those
Rodriguez directed it.
cartoons were fucking adult as hell. I wonder if this is like PG-13.
It is PG-13.
Ah, fucking hell. I hate
Christoph
that.
Waltz is in it. Jennifer Connelly's in it.
What about Jennifer Tilly?
Not my Chucky.
Not my Chucky.
Not my Chucky, hashtag.
So I have a question for you, Jen.
What's up?
Let's say you did an entire franchise, right? Your whole career depends on this franchise. And then the studio that you originally made the movie for and decided to reboot the franchise, but your franchise wasn't finished. How would you feel?
Like if they reboot 1031 and recast Malvolia.
Yes.
How would you feel about that?
As a rogue AI.
Well, I guess it would be how I am in my career. If I've been doing very well in my career, I'd be totally fine with it. If I was like poor, broke, and not working, I'd be pissed.
That's a fair answer.
Yeah.
So, Jen, you've been a blast with us. Stay on with us after we end the live show, so that way we can have a little bit of after Arsenic chat.
After talk.
Yeah, after talk that you will not see on YouTube either.
After
You have,
talk, after hours.
you have to pay the Patreon. The Patreon is $5 a month, and you'll be able to hear all the dirt that that the Heart Syndicate and Jen are going to talk on.
Because we're going to go dirty, y'all.
That's right. But you can follow me on Facebook at Brian Enright or Hard Jew at Instagram and Twitter. Up next, we have Jared Letourneau. Jared, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Facebook at Jared Letourneau or in the Twatverse at @zombie_survivor. And I just realized that Robert Rodriguez directed a Demi Lovato music video.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah.
That's pretty
Oh,
cool.
wow.
Did you say Ricky Martin?
Ricky Lovato.
Living la vida loca.
So speaking of which, I have a fun fact about Robert Rodriguez you guys probably didn't know. You know the movie Idle Hands with
Yes.
Sawa?
Yes.
Robert Rodriguez actually did not have anything to do with that film.
That's amazing. I really like that movie.
I love that movie. That's
That's
one
a
of the
great movie.
90s horror that I love. That movie is hilarious. And then it's a Blu-ray release.
They kill the offspring.
That is Devin Sawa's third best movie behind Little Giants and Casper.
Wait a minute. What about
Nation?
What about that one movie with Jonathan Brandis Thomas? Where was that his name?
Jonathan Brandis Thomas.
Whatever
You're
his
mixing up two
name
people.
is. I
You're
don't know.
mixing up Jonathan Taylor
What they're about to
Thomas.
say is the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn with JTT.
The Revenge of Huckleberry Finn with Ari Lehman.
Or I'll Be Home for Christmas with JTT.
Or I Will Be Home for Hanukkah with Adam Sandler. Mike, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me playing Metro Exodus because that's what I'm going to be doing here in a few minutes. And also at realsplatter.com, real with 2 E's. Most importantly, you can find me at screamteamreleasing.com, where I would be eternally grateful if you bought a copy of I'm Dreaming of the White Doomsday on Blu-ray, DVD, or VHS.
Yeah.
I know. I have bought everything there is for I'm Dreaming of the White Doomsday besides the VHS, so you got to give me some time.
Yeah, Brian, I meant to wear this tonight and I forgot. I finally got a shirt for my own fucking movie.
Oh my god! Look at you,
I was the
baby
last
girl.
person to have this.
You are doing so good for yourself. I am so proud of you, Mike.
I don't have one.
You don't have one, Ray?
Get on it.
Nah.
And
really
speaking of Ray Merritt, where can we find you, my friend?
He's like, I gotta check.
Find him on Chatterbait.
Probably surfing Amazon here in a few minutes.
Big Dick Nick.
What?
Chatterbait. Never mind.
Yeah. So you can find me all over the internet with mayonnaise. My body ladder than mayonnaise. That's about it.
Good to know.
Thank you very much, Ray and Jen. This is the time where you shamelessly promote yourself. Like anything you want to promote that you didn't talk about or that you did talk about. Jen, where can we find you?
You can find me at facebook.com/Jennifer Nangle or on Instagram, Twitter, Jennifer_Nangle. Queen Malvolia at Queen Malvolia on all of them. Or you can go to youtube.com/C/Malvolia, the Queen of Screams. Also, check out That Night, a short film that just released that is being called my best performance to date by 9 out of 10 critics. You can find that on my YouTube channel, /JNangleActress.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Jen. And everyone who tuned in tonight, have a great night. Great knife. Oh my God. Great night. Be safe. And yeah, goodbye.
Fuck snow.
All right.
Yes, fuck the snow.
All right.